GM. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Base Creator Show presented by Coordinape and Moonthread Studios, where every week we bring up guests to talk about their projects as well as showcase creators and projects in the Base ecosystem. I'd like to go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Ryan Kagi, founder and the Creators Core team member. We'll go ahead and do a round robin intro of the hosts and our guests today.
Hey, I'm Keith. I'm a co-founder of Stellar Extinction and also part of the Base Creators Core team.
And welcome the Creator DAO team. I'd like to welcome Kong and Nathan. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Yeah, I'm doing. I've had better days, to be honest with you.
Okay, very interesting.
But I am excited to be here, and you guys always bring really great energy. So,
heck yeah,
it's the highlight of my day.
Well, we're really glad to have you guys on the show today, and we're actually really excited to be presenting and learning more about Creator DAO together with the community here. We've met up with you guys about a month back together with a show that we did with Rachel on Chain. After that show, we realized we've got a lot in common, and we just wanted to invite you guys to present your project and really talk more about what Creator DAO is all about. So we have just a little bit of a disclaimer to start the show with. So I'll just kind of get us started. The Creators Collective is powered by thecreators.com. We're a growing force in the Base ecosystem. We're supporting creators with tools, funding, and visibility. As a central hub for on-chain creativity, we help artists, developers, and storytellers to launch and scale their projects on Base, strengthening the culture and accelerating adoption across the network. And so one of these projects that we believe is going to be really strengthening the network on Base is Creator DAO. We just have to say too, a quick disclaimer that today's conversation is for informational and educational purposes. It does not constitute investment or legal advice. The views expressed are our own and do not represent any affiliated company that the hosts are associated with. Nothing shared should be considered endorsement by any host or their respective company.
Awesome. Yeah, we have links to our guests here and our sponsors for the shows, along with direct access to the tools we're building to empower the Base Creator community at thecreators.com/links.
All right. And without further ado, we'd like to kind of get into the segment and start talking to Creator DAO and just learning about like who you guys are, what you're planning, what you're building on Base. Yeah, we'd love to know kind of like what was the founding vision behind Creator DAO, and like how has that evolved since its inception?
Yeah, so I've been a creator since 2011, back when YouTube essentially was in the infancy of its paying out video creators on the platform. So I kind of know the problems that video creators face inside and out. I've spent a lot of my years I spent the first few years making a ton of videos and going viral on multiple channels. And then after that, I spent a lot of years helping other creators. And so I know it from first person perspective and a third person's perspective as well. So the goal of Creator DAO was to just help creators be able to make a living with content creation faster. A lot of them are really, really talented, but it takes time and effort to be successful. Mr. Beast, for example, took 6 years to make a living on YouTube. And so we're hoping that we can shorten that process through financing, through funding them, through helping them operationally, and also strategically as well.
Awesome. Yeah. So like Creator DAO accelerates creators with capital, technology, and operational services. Can you unpack each of those pillars and share standard creator success stories?
Yeah, I think the funding part is probably obviously the first. A lot of people just have jobs that they cannot, they have to be working while they're making content, right? Content is kind of a side thing until it becomes, until they make enough money that they can quit their jobs. So the funding kind of helps them with being able to spend about 6 months just focusing on content. We're hoping that that can, it's not going to give them a extravagant lifestyle where they can buy Lambos, but we're hoping that they can live off of what Paul Graham from Y Combinator likes to call the ramen budget, where you're just kind of eating ramen every day and not literally, hopefully, but you're eating very cheap food every day and just getting by and just focusing on working, building up your channel and your craft. So that's the funding part. The operational, or I guess the strategic part, and maybe even the technology part is how do you create content and how do you use the tools out there to create content that will go viral? And when I say creators in this case, we're talking mostly about YouTube creators. We'll expand to other creators and Web3 platforms as well in the future. But right now, YouTube's the easiest to predict. So how do you create content on YouTube that will go viral? So we have a bunch of courses that we give people. We give them one-on-one mentoring. We put them in groups where they hold each other accountable. And the goal essentially is to accelerate their growth. There's a ton of AI tools out there right now, making thumbnails, editing videos, making music. There's just so many. And we're hoping that we can shorten that learning curve for them and be able to get them to go viral faster and make a living off of their content. And then the third one, I think you said operationally, there are a lot of things that come with being a creator that most people just either don't know how to do or don't have the time to do. And so we want to help with that aspect too. Everything from getting brand deals and getting sponsorships for your videos so that you get paid more, to hiring people, to helping with negotiating contracts. So all of those things are just, it's not necessarily hard, but if you don't have the experience, you just don't know what to do, and it takes time. So those are the things that, just to name a few, we helped creators with. And again, the goal here is to accelerate their growth and optimize their time so that they can spend their time focusing just on making the content.
I really love that. And you guys are focused on doing that as a DAO as well, as a decentralized autonomous organization. Can you kind of talk about how CreatorDAO is going to be managing those investment decisions and governance in that decentralized peer-to-peer model?
Yeah. It's like one of my favorite uses of a DAO. Just like what drew me to the project in the first place was just learning about how CreatorDAO works. And so like short and sweet of it is, the more we can decentralize decision-making in what creators are funded, really the better like chances you have of funding a successful creator, right? Because there's so many different types of content out there. You like certain types, I like certain type, right? But like if I make a decision, or me and 5 friends make a decision on what content to fund, like it's not a large sample size, right? But moving it to a DAO model, right? You can think of it like Shark Tank, right? Where there's, 5 or 6 subject matter experts investing in these various companies, which works really great for that. But when you shift it to content, like the people that are able to make the best decisions is the masses, right? So the wisdom of the crowd actually triumphs in making the best decisions. So using the DAO model for this, I think is just like a really, really fantastic use case for a DAO. So what we're going to start off with is launching like investment batches, where we're going to have maybe 30 to 50 creators up for vote. So they're going to submit applications, and we just have some simple criteria. They have to have YouTube channels, and they have to have been consistent in uploading for the past year. And then from there, we open it up to the entire community to vote on which creators they want to fund. So from there, the top 10 are invested in, and, community comes back, rallies behind them, supports them. But that's really just the start. A DAO really can go in any direction, which is, I think, one of the most exciting parts of it. Like we see this is a simple part where, right, the wisdom of the masses invest in some content creators, and that's great, but it can really go any different which way, right? One big part that we're talking about in the future is creator brands. So, Feastables, Prime, Lunchly, like we see this trend where these creators are launching incredibly successful brands. And, a lot of people don't quite have the capital to get that started, but they have this really committed fan base. Even if you have like 10,000 committed fans, that's a massive fan base to sell to instantly. So that's a dream for in the future of where it could go to. But right now we're starting with those investment batches. And as a DAO, we're excited to see community ideas pop up. We're excited for just empowering the community and see ideas that they have. And yeah, where it goes from there.
Yeah, I think the way I would think about it too is that we want to be like the Shark Tank for creators, and the sharks are the DAO members. So they choose who gets investment, and then they also are incentivized to help with the people that get the investment as well.
Yeah, I really like that system, especially the voting. Give the community the chance to accelerate and actually participate and feel like one of the sharks themselves as well. What kind of mechanisms will you use to incentivize creators to support one another, like through investment, collaboration, or mentorship?
I think the main thing for kind of smaller creators that are just starting out is just understanding the frameworks of virality. So that is a very heavy part of getting them to be successful. So we have a course on there that I used to sell, and we've had a lot of success stories come out of that course, but we're now giving it away for all the creators that come into our program. So getting them to understand the content is probably number one. And then number two is support from alumni. So any success stories that we have, which we do have a few now from our, I guess, season 0, you can call it. But getting people who are already established creators to collaborate with the smaller ones is just a win-win for everybody. So those are probably the top 2 things. I can probably name 10, but I'd say those are the biggest 2 levers that we could use to help creators grow.
Awesome. That's really great. You guys have raised $20 million in seed funding. What KPIs or milestones are you guys prioritizing next?
I think I can give you kind of like the 5-year KPI. In 5 years from when we launch, we want 50 success stories. And this means people who are making a very, very good living through creating content. So that's kind of like the big goal that we have. And the reason that we want that is because this whole system is, one, to show that we can actually use the DAO to create successful creators. And then number 2 is that those creators can then, as I said, come back and help the newer members and promote them, collaborate with them, become mentors, advisors, stuff like that, make introductions even. And that's just going to be able to, once we have 50 creators, that's our estimate of how we can get to a really good velocity of being able to get creators to support the new batch coming in.
Okay, cool. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I understand, creators exchange a share of their future earnings for upfront support. What feedback have they shared on this model, and how would you structure these agreements?
So the typical agreements we're going to use moving forward is that they get an investment of anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000, and we take a percent. Let's just say 15 to 20% of their revenue for 4 years. And so the goal here is that, and this is, we're talking about people who are not making any money, basically, are making close to zero or close to zero. That's the typical investment that we'll make. However, if they're already making money and they want bigger capital injection, so for example, we're talking with this poker player who's like, hey, I'm making a really good amount of revenue, but I need more so that I could create higher quality videos. In that case, we'll look at their AdSense and we'll look at their revenue and then create a model based on what they're already making. But yeah, for the vast majority of the new creators that come in, we have a pretty standard deal. And this is not like we're trying to reinvent the wheel here. This is very similar to Y Combinator's model. If you guys are familiar with them, so they give you funding, they give you access to their network. Everybody in Y Combinator helps each other, and it's just a really, really great community. So we want to kind of replicate that with the world of creators.
Yeah, and
Sounds
adding
fantastic.
on to that, as revenue comes back, it's not come back to me or Kong or the company, right? It's going straight into the DAO. So all those funds contribute to just like the flywheel of investing in future creators.
Yeah, that's the right way to do it, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of like, the technology that's involved here, what kind of technology stack or tools do creators tap into with Creator DAO support? Are there going to be any in-house platforms or key partners?
Yeah, so we have where our sister company, I guess you can call it, is District. So district.xyz. We're using that as our, I guess, membership platform where creators can come in, get office hours with experts such as myself and other creators. They can connect with each other, and they could also watch the courses as well. So that's kind of like the core part of our community, which is utilizing district.xyz. From a more, I guess, career-oriented perspective, there's just like a ton of AI tools that are out right now that it's hard to keep up with. So we do have a database of all the tools that are available and the ones that we have used, and we let the creators know these are the best ones that you can use for whatever it is that you need. So there's one for thumbnails. Well, not anymore because Mr. Beast shut it down. But you will have one for thumbnails. There's like a couple of music ones that we recommend, and then there's a few editing ones that we're trying out right now. But like these creators, they don't have time to go through all these AI tools and figure out which one's the best one to use. So our team will go through that, test it out, tell them what's good about it, what's not from a creator's perspective, and cut down that research time for them.
Yeah, I really like that because there is, as you said, like just every day there's more and more tools coming out. So it's extremely difficult to keep up with what's good and what's actually worth paying a subscription for,
Yeah.
But yeah, like Creator DAO includes experienced stars and advises new creators. How do these established creators engage with the up-and-coming talent? Is there a mechanism in place for that?
Yeah, I think on a small scale, just being advisors and mentors is really huge. Sometimes like a 10-minute conversation can save you many, many hours of work, or even like 5x, 10x your channel / revenue. So I'll give you a really good example. When I was creating content, many, many years ago, I had a conversation with Jesse Wellens from Prank vs. Prank. And he was like, dude, you have to make a vlog because these vlogs are going to become a huge thing and it's going to make so much money, and create a second channel and do that. It's really easy to make. And that's kind of like the trend right now. And so when we did that, it created a whole new channel for us that we were able to essentially double our revenue on with pretty minimal work compared to our main channel. And that conversation alone essentially 1.5x our revenue. So being an advisor, just being mentors and talking through problems with the new creators, that's one big thing that the more established creators can do. I think the really big thing that they can do, and kind of where we think a lot of the value is going to come from, is doing collaborations. Very rarely do you see someone with, let's say, 100,000 or 1 million subscribers do a collaboration with somebody that has, let's just say, 100 subscribers, because it just doesn't make sense, right? It's one-sided. Only one side wins on that. But because we have the DAO and because of the reward system that we're going to implement, these bigger creators can get rewarded for collaborating with these smaller creators. And when that happens, everybody wins, right? The DAO will get more revenue from the investments. The smaller creator gets a bigger push in their subscriber rate and views. And then the bigger creator gets rewarded with either tokens or with monetary value otherwise. And so the system that we have incentivizes all parties to really support each other. And that's really, we believe that that's kind of like the unfair advantage here.
I love that. That's really cool because it is tough out there to get seen. So to have the support of the big names like that, When like you might have fantastic content, but nobody's seeing it because you've only 100 subscribers. I really, really love that system.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
what's fun too with God.
no, go ahead, Nathan.
I was saying what's fun with rewarding those bigger creators with DAO tokens is then you actually have these larger creators that have skin in the game, right? And now they're interested in, invested in the success of the DAO, in the success of all the other creators as well. So you're just growing the community beyond what you might have had natural reach with, which is also really cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, I love that too. I mean, there's so many creators out there, and with over 50 million people out there identifying as creators, as a conservative estimate, there's comparatively little investment that's going into them. How do you guys envision reshaping creator funding and the broader creator economy?
So I think when it comes to investing in creators, there's actually quite a few companies kind of doing this. Spotter kind of does a similar thing. Breeze is another one that kind of comes to mind. But like these guys give funding to creators that are already making money, because to underwrite that, it's actually pretty easy to underwrite that, because you can just look at how much they're making, and then they sign a contract saying, I'm going to give you X% of my revenue for X number of years, for Y number of years. I think the way that we're trying to change this is we're working with the smaller creators who are literally making like $0. I think our threshold is under $1,000 per month, and we're placing our bets on those newer creators. So the benefit here is that the upside is quite large compared to the investment. Obviously, the risk is that they have no revenue, or very close to no revenue. But that's really how we're changing it. We're trying to work with a lot of new creators where they're talented, like you said, but they just aren't able to kind of hit terminal velocity and get the views that they deserve.
Yeah, that's awesome. Fantastic system. I'm really excited to learn a lot more about this. So, what emerging Web3 trends are you most excited to leverage in the next phase of CreatorDAO?
Yeah, I don't know how new or emerging this is, but I think the push just to onboard the normies, right, to onboard the rest of the world, I think is really, really exciting for us. And especially just with the mission of decentralizing this decision-making in investing, right? The greater scope of participants we have, the greater success we have as a DAO. And I think this opens the door for a lot of people to actually have interest in the project, right? If they like a YouTube channel. Like I remember finding Eric, I think he was under like 10,000 or 1,000 subs. And I was like diehard dedicated. I was like, this guy's awesome. I love his stuff. He's going to blow up. Like if I'd known about CreatorDAO, I would have gone, I would have voted for him. I would have supported him, right? You have these small group of fans that have no connection to Web3, but now have some incentive to be drawn in. So I'm really excited to build on that and to draw in more Web2 users just to the platform.
That's really great. Yeah, I think this is really going to be something that in the next few years has a lot of momentum and potential for what's ahead. And looking ahead, where do you guys envision CreatorDAO in the next few years? Like, what challenges are you preparing to meet as you scale as well?
Yeah, the next, I mean, I gave you the 5-year goal. I think for 3 years, it'll probably be somewhere along the lines of like, let's just say 25 success stories. If we can get that, we know we're on the right track. The challenges here are, it's kind of a cold start problem where if you don't have a lot of alumni who can promote the smaller creators, like you have to build them up, right? And that's what we're trying to do right now. And so we're going to have to work really, really closely with the creators that we do invest in, try to get them to a place where they become really successful, and then utilize them to kind of help the upcoming batches.
That sounds like a really great way to do it. I mean, just like using the existing network that you build, you know, as a way to kind of spread the message virally and, you know, spread the new creator economy in a viral way from peer to peer, from creator to creator. That's something that we ourselves are definitely interested in supporting and helping out with, you know. So I think that we're very much aligned, you know, here at the Creators, and you know, that's one of the reasons why we really wanted to support you guys, is just because we see so much of, you know, our vision for the future of the creator economy just happens to be so much, you know, the same as what you guys are seeing as well. Yeah, we'd love to kind of get into just a round of lightning round questions with you guys, and just kind of talk about a few things, and just get into maybe some just free discussion on what we can be doing next together as well. So let's go through a lightning round real quick. What is one tool or platform every creator should use today?
You can't say YouTube, that's cheating.
Yeah, I think AI is just playing a huge role in everything. So this is not one tool or platform, so I'm kind of cheating, but just being really, really good with AI in general. You know, ChatGPT for scripts and ideas, and even just revisions on scripts. Midjourney or whatever for thumbnails. Mr. Beast had a really, really good one, but he got a lot of shit for it, so he shut it down. It was a really great tool to use for thumbnails. And so, you know, just being in touch with everything that you can use AI for is really great. There's now even, you know, I got a message from a friend who was like, hey, I'm starting a channel that's all AI now. And it's clear he's not trying to like fake it or anything. It's like, these are AI videos, but you know, he's doing skits and short little like viral clips that are really funny using AI. So being able to be in front of that trend and understanding the tools and the landscape is going to be huge.
All right, yeah. Nathan, one tool or platform every creator should use today?
Creator DAO, baby.
Hey. Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner.
Yeah, good answer. Okay. Biggest myth about Web3 and creator economics? Kong?
Biggest myth? I mean, I don't know if this is really a myth, but I think a lot of the Web3 crowd has this like rose-colored glasses on, where they're like, all creators should be on Web3, like all Web2 creators should be on Web3 because it's so much better because of XYZ. And there might be some truth in that. I mean, there's definitely a lot of truth in that, but I think the way to really get mass adoption from the Web2 creators is to make it feel like Web2. And so that's one of the things that we're trying to do here. You know, our big goal is that people can come onto our platform and like they don't even know like they don't even know there's a Web3 component to it. And so I think that's probably the biggest myth, which is like people think that the Web2 creators are super want to, or they're very excited and want/need to use tech from Web3.
Nathan?
I think when I talk to people who aren't in Web3, they just don't even know about Web3 creator opportunities. Like they've never heard of the platforms that we use, like Farcaster and Zora and whatnot. So I think the myth is that there's just like nothing to use, that there's no market or platform for creators on Web3, but that's obviously very false.
Yeah, and with the new Coinbase wallet that's in beta at the moment, it has Farcaster integration as well. I mean, like once that's launched and rolled out to every wallet, I think there's over 100 million wallets, Coinbase wallets out there on devices already. So these 100 million wallets are going to have Farcaster integration. Like that's a massive thing.
Yeah.
So like, how can emerging creators apply or prove that they're fit for Creator DAO?
You know, the only requirement we have is that So again, right now we're mainly focused on YouTube creators because they're the most predictable in terms of revenue. But the only requirement we have is that the creator has made 2 videos per month for the last 12 months. Long form videos, not YouTube Shorts, but 2 long form videos per month for the last 12 months, and that is the only criteria to prove they're fit for Creator DAO. If you have that, you can apply, and you'll get put into the next batch to vote.
Awesome.
What's been the most surprising lesson you've learned from running or setting up a DAO?
The most surprising lesson. I mean, it's that. I mean, this is going to sound a little bit arrogant, but the most surprising lesson is that I'm not the best predictor of success when it comes to content. So the original version of the DAO actually looked a little bit different, where we had kind of like quote unquote sharks, where we would have more power in the voting process. So we tried that, and we did get some success stories that we invested in, but there were a couple that slipped through the cracks because my team and I looked at it, and we essentially said, this is not a good investment. This guy sucks. No one's going to watch this content. And there's been a handful of people who wanted the investment and get through the program, and now they're just really, really big. So that was a really humbling lesson that, what I think is bad content or like not a good idea doesn't necessarily mean it's true.
Yeah, I think for me, maybe no singular lesson, but just really thinking about and analyzing incentives, right? Like Web3 crypto is all about like, what are you incentivizing? What activity are you promoting or not promoting with your actions? I think that applies to even the most like granular decisions that you make with how you set up your DAO, how you set up incentives, like things that you might not think about, but that someone either comes into game or someone comes in and misunderstands and takes advantage of a system. So I think for me, it's been really just thinking about the strategy side and what is every single thing that you're possibly incentivizing and what are you disincentivizing with your action. So it's been really fun just to kind of project out and run the what ifs about every different decision we could make. But there's a lot, and I obviously don't know all those things, but we're trying our best to cover the edge cases. So that's been fun.
Yeah, there's always people finding loopholes. All right, that would shock you.
Well, yeah, I think we'd really love to kind of continue working with you guys and, figuring out how the creators, the base creators and Creator DAO can kind of work together to, bring creators on chain and also to support creators and to make them more money, to get them more audience and recognition. Like this is something that like we, I think we're going to be working together with you guys just to support what you guys are doing on a long-term basis, because we're so kind of aligned with what you guys are doing, and it's something that we've seen coming for a long time in terms of the creator economy, needing to have a revamp where creators have more ownership of their content, more ability to get out to an audience without traditional gatekeepers getting in the way, removing middlemen in the traditional like creator economy industries. All of these things are values that we hold together, that we're absolutely stoked about doing whatever we can to move forward with you guys. So you're definitely going to be seeing a lot more of Creator DAO on the Base Creator Show, being promoted by the creators, because we've definitely got a lot of values aligned here that we want to see you guys succeed. So thank you guys so much for coming on the show this week. We're actually just about to get into the Based Creators directory. So if you guys wanted to, we can go ahead and get into that. I'm not sure if you guys would be available or if you have a hard out here.
Yeah, we can stick around.
Sweet. Yeah,
Awesome.
just there as well, if you're watching, make sure you go check out the CreatorDAO website at creatordao.com or follow along their Twitter, X, which is Join CreatorDAO. And
Yeah, there we
have all
go. We've
those
got
links at the creators.com/links.
so we've got a banner at the bottom here now that
Hey,
so you can follow Join Creator DAO on X, Farcaster, and Zora, and then you can also join the Telegram at t.me/join Creator DAO. So yeah, definitely come through, and there's some interesting things that are going to be happening with Creator DAO towards the end of the month. There's going to be a mint for their Creator DAO token that's going to be giving you governance and membership to the DAO, so that if you're wanting to support creators and speak with them and be their backers, and also be kind of directing the DAO and the treasury, and how that's going to be moving to support creators. You should definitely come and mint some of those tokens. It's going to be on District.xyz. Like they mentioned, that's their sister organization. We'll probably have a little bit of kind of a demo of District here on a future show. We're just kind of like lining up and preparing what that's going to look like from the mechanics side. So we'll also be kind of sharing out a little bit of a graphic on how you can get whitelisted for that mint as well. So yeah.
Just need to add a correction there, Ryan. The Telegram is actually join creator_DAO.
Oh, got it.
Thanks,
Join
Keith.
creator_DAO. Thank you so much. Got that updated.
Cool.
Nice.
Sorry.
All right. So yeah, any other kind of announcements that we wanted to go through this week? I know that we're kind of planning a few things in the background, so there's not a lot that we can reveal at the very moment. But there's a few things that if you are tuned in and paying attention, you'll be able to kind of get early access to, perhaps the Discord channel that is currently in development right now, but is not yet public. So if you're tuned in right now, you have a little bit of an alpha that we're going to be opening that up here soon to early adopters and folks who are really engaging with the content that we're putting out here. So yeah, without further ado, I've got a few things that we can bring up to talk about the Based Creators directory. This is something that we've been putting together to collect creators across the Base ecosystem and give them a place to list their profile, their portfolio, their works. So this includes, people who may be YouTube creators or video creators, content creators, but also it's going to include artists, animators. It's going to include people that you may want to hire as part of your project. It may include people who you may want to work with as a fellow creator to collaborate with. It's really just a good resource of creators and a free directory to join, and also to search through and to contact creators that are already on chain and that have a familiarity with the Base ecosystem. So just real quick to kind of give you guys an overview, the Base Creators directory can be accessed at thecreators.com/directory. And we wanted to kind of give a shout out and to search for Irish creators this week on the show. And Keith can kind of give you a little bit of an overview of that while I prep our give party for that.
So yeah, Coinbase and Base are starting to push for lifting up Irish creators, and just recently announced the Irish ambassadors for Base in Ireland, and I have a few of them there. We've Aoife Dwyer, we've Tara and Crunkles from Cattawn. We've Apex Eater from Vale.cash, Yeah, it's really cool to see a focus on the Irish community and getting everybody more visibility as well. You know, there's going to be a lot of events upcoming as well that are going to be part of that. We're going to host an Irish night here as well on the Base Creators Show. So we'll get a lot of Irish creators who've been working in the background, building up a list of these different creators that we can get on and show off, you know. And so, like, if there's anybody from Ireland that are creating on Base that are watching, drop me a DM either here or maybe even just comment on the post here and let us know, and we can follow up with you then as well and try and get you on the show and show off your content, because like that's what we as the Base Creators are all about, just lifting other people's content and getting it out there for everybody else to see.
Yeah, and one thing that we're also about is like just getting recognition for creators that really deserve recognition. This is something that can really impact a creator's early career, is just getting the recognition that they really need to just like know that people are watching and people are listening, people appreciate what they're doing, because it's something that not every creator really gets. And if they're not getting that feedback, then they might just kind of give up and just like try and move on to something else. And if there's a creator who's really creating something special that like is really moving you, it's really on you to like show some recognition, to let them know that what they're creating and like they're spending their time, their energy, their money, their effort, really their heart and their soul, on something that is special to them, and just kind of letting them know that like you care, like you recognize that, you think that it's of value, that they should keep going. So what we do on a regular basis here is to look for creators that deserve recognition and to highlight those creators. The best way to do that for our directory and to like be able to see that recognition on chain is to do that through give parties, through the coordinate.com on-chain attestations. So this is something that I'm actually going to walk you guys through how to host a give party of your own, if you're interested. So for this week, we're going to be highlighting Irish creators, so creators from Ireland. We're specifically going to be highlighting them on Farcaster, so they're going to have a Farcaster account already for these attestations to be able to go through, because it's a Farcaster native application here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm already in the Farcaster web app, if you notice, and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of like copy and paste my previous post for 3D artists, and I'll walk you through what we're going to do to make a post for Irish creators here. So I kind of like to write something for every type of creator. So I think what we're going to write here is that Irish creators are being discovered on chain. And we're going to say that we have a searchable directory of talented creators and better recognize creative talent. I don't really want to just say the same thing again. So we're going to recognize Irish creators.
What's the reason you guys are doing Irish creators? Where's what about the Vietnamese creators?
Oh yeah, they'll be coming too. It's just Base announced their Irish ambassadors today, so we'll go with the Irish theme. And I'm trying to get some more people for the show as well, for the next show that we're going to have an Irish night. But yeah, we will definitely move on country to country as well. Absolutely.
All right. And yeah, that's something that every week we try to feature a different type of creator. We had started out with just categories of like what their skills might be, like 3D, art, design, animation, music. And And then we've also done just other talents and, things like mentorship. And this will be the first week that we're doing a country or a region specific. I guess you could say it's a skill, but it's really just a tag.
It is quite a skill to be Irish.
That's something that we had a little bit of a joke internally. Like it is a little bit of a skill to be Irish. We're recognizing your skill as a creator to just be Irish.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
no shamrock required.
If we go to give.party/Irish, that should be it right here. Yeah, who is great at Irish on our calendar? It doesn't always work with that kind of auto populated sentence there, but you get the gist. We're looking to highlight Irish creators here, so we'll go ahead and cast that. And now, just so that if you're interested in doing a give party of your own, all you need to do is just write a cast, and then at the end of it, just type in give.party/ and then whatever you're wanting to highlight, and then you'll be able to cast that out. And then if you go ahead and open up the frame on that, you'll be able to now enter a Farcaster username, who you'd like to highlight. And that goes through the Coordinape Give protocol. So if I go ahead and share this tab over here, you can see some of the recent gives that have been given out. So we've got some create, some crypto innovation, some mini app dev, crypto artists, Ethereum, music advocate. These are all various different skills or tags that are being assigned to people through on-chain attestations. So this is human-to-human verified recommendations on-chain. So if we go ahead and start, do you have some Farcaster usernames for us here?
I do. I have them in our doc there.
All right. Let's see.
I'm out of gives.
Okay, I might be out of gives as well. So let me see if I'm going to be able to. Oh, I've got 0 of 1 available. So I think I've actually gone and used up all of my give attestations, but we have set this up. I'm going to go ahead and tag a few of these folks that we're going to want to recognize, and then that way we can restock our give, and that's going to be through Coordinape's co-token that they're releasing, which we can chat with them on getting that as part of one of the upcoming shows. Because people do need to know how to refuel their give if they've kind of run out in that way. All right.
Hey guys, we got another call that we have to hop on in 3 minutes, but we're going to hop off for now.
All right. Sounds good, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. And yeah, we're looking forward to highlighting you guys on the next show. We're going to be going through some kind of more details on the whitelist, how to get into Creator DAO, how to join and support creators. So yeah, we're really looking forward to kind of guiding the community through how to get activated and support creators in a decentralized way.
Hell yeah!
Thanks, all.
Awesome.
Let's do it. See ya.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Have
care.
a great rest of your day.
Bye bye. Yeah, that was awesome. I really liked the way the Creator DAO was set up and how it's one of its goals is to lift creators, as we said, but we've got a lot of synergy there,
Yeah, I think that that's going to be something that we're going to be supporting like long term. I'm really glad that they have already kind of put together some idea of what supporting like a YouTube creator looks like specifically, because I do feel like that's something that we haven't been addressing on chain, is like we really need to be thinking about how to get in touch with the Web2 creators where they are. So yeah, I mean, YouTube is one of the biggest platforms for creators and for consumers to be consuming, what creators are making. I feel like, with TikTok, being one of the ones right behind it, I feel like, or right near it. But yeah, YouTube is just more, like they said, more predictable in terms of what income you can make as a creator, and how, like, supporting a creator can be kind of figured out and like turned into an education and an onboarding system. But yeah, we're definitely interested in supporting them and like figuring out how we can advance the creator economy together with them. All right, so let's see. I've got 4 people here that we're wanting to give attestations for. I'm just going to leave their names here for now, and we're going to come back to them in the future show so that we're going to be able to actually give them those attestations on chain from our account.
Yeah, I got 2 out.
Okay, so great.
Aoife and Evan got 1.
Awesome. And yeah, I think we're coming up on the end of the hour here, so I think that kind of closes out our show. We really appreciate everybody who's tuned in to learn more about the Creator DAO and how to support creators on chain and also through YouTube. We think that there's going to be a real influx of creators coming on chain through the support that we show for creators that are out there already, that are trying to do whatever they can to kind of like follow the guideposts that are available to them. I think if you ask creators, if you talk to any creator out there who's trying to get started, they are looking for that support and that guidance and that education anywhere they can find it. It's just that there's so much out there that is kind of guiding them to various different paid programs and courses. So I feel like it's going to be really difficult right now for a creator to know exactly where to go unless there's a free and easy way that they can just learn from someone who's already experienced and like have that connection with them. I really love the idea, that they're going to be incentivizing and bringing in, alumni and experienced creators to teach and guide the newer creators and to do collabs with them. I think that's one of the best ways that a creator can learn and to become, to go from an up and coming creator to a successful creator.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's a fantastic system. And the more I learn about it, the more I like it. And the guys are really cool as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, thanks so much, everybody, for watching. I think that's it for our show. We're going to see you guys next week here back on the Based Creators channel. And we'll be talking a little bit more about Creator DAO and the whitelist process, how you can get involved. There's a few communities that we're going to be reaching out to. So if you are a community on Base that's wanting to kind of get involved with Creator DAO and to support creators, we've got some interesting opportunities for you. So we'll be reaching out to some community leaders. But if you are watching and want to get involved, definitely reach out to us, and we'll be happy to chat as well.
Yeah, and to follow the Creator DAO, the links are going across the bottom of the screen, but you can also go to thecreators.com/links, and you'll get access then to our own tools as well, like the Creator Directory.
Excellent. Awesome. Sounds good. Yeah, everybody go ahead and follow join Creator DAO on X, Farcaster, and Zora, and join the Telegram at t.me/joincreator_DAO. And yeah, we'll see you there. Awesome. Have a good rest of your day, everybody. Stay based.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.